How do I get my tunes released on Juno?
You sign up as an independent label. It's really simple. It's a sign-up page.
So anybody. So is there no quality control?
Well, I mean, the thing with Juno, which has kind of always been our line, as it were, is we don't really want to push people in a certain direction towards the music. So that means we have to have an open music policy.
So you're a portal.
Yeah. We're going to go through a site redesign, and basically we just want to get the right music to the right people. So it's not really up to us to decide what's good. I mean, we can kind of understand it on a production level, kind of understand if it's a decent production or obviously made in some guy's basement using a tape player or something. But you can just sign up. Obviously, you might get lost because we get so many releases and we only highlight certain releases that are decent. You might just get
But
lost.
if I wanted to self-promote, if I couldn't quite engage these guys yet...
There are certain criteria that you must have. So you must have a website, you must have a Facebook, you must have some kind of online presence, and you must have some kind of fans. There are basic kind of rules.
So is there a number of fans I must have on Facebook before you'll allow me?
Well, you just have to have some kind of activity, because you can pay to get fans on Facebook now. So I mean, you can pay to get thousands
let's not
of
go
fans
back
on
to
Facebook.
David Guetta right now.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's not necessarily how many fans you've got. It's like how active your fans are.
Who vets that? So I've got my tune. It's called Stomper. I'm uploading it to Juno. I'm putting all my details in. I'm waiting for my link so I can send it out to my massive. All three of them. And is there someone in Juno sitting there to see if I hit that criteria?
Yeah, we've got a small admin team which look after all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I say, even if you've got 3 fans, as ridiculous as it sounds, but they're absolutely loving it, and they're doing cross marketing for you as well. That's the thing. You can have 1,000 fans on your Facebook page, but they never.
So me, me mum, and me nana.
Yeah.
Are enough to get me on Juno.
Yeah, we might check the surnames.
Make sure we're not
They're
related.
all
We're
called
from the
DJ
northeast.
Dave, Auntie Dave.
Nana Dave.
Yeah. MC Nana Dave. If you don't mind.
I think there's way too much attention on Facebook fan numbers and MySpace
Well,
followers
as
and Twitter
you
followers.
just proved, you can buy them. And I mean, there was something very interesting came up the other day where the most likes that a couple of the superstar DJs had were all from a small East European town, and they had something like 800,000 likes in this town. And
Mexico, wasn't it?
and was it Mexico? Or was it?
Little section
Yeah, I think there's only 400 people living.
The Mexico one turned out to be a bug because loads of artists posted up their actual statistics and it said they weren't anywhere near. So it was Daft Punk got sucked into it as well.
Whatever. Anyway, you've got to worry. But I mean, okay, but let's just quickly, and this isn't on the agenda, but a strict, is it right or is it wrong? Or is it worth buying Facebook fans?
Wrong. But we've had an incident actually last week where someone was buying their own release into our chart. And as soon as we figured out that was happening, the release just gets taken down.
Yeah.
Because Beatport, that's what they do.
It happens on Beatport as well.
Labels have
It
got
does happen on Beatport.
So what? The label will buy them.
No, they'll get people to buy
£500
it.
to get
They've got a budget
Yeah,
set
you can
aside
pay people.
specifically to
Just,
buy themselves
yeah.
into the chart.
Right.
There's a certain amount of money that you can pay to go, right, it's what, £500 or something to get yourself into the Beatport top 10.
And that pushes you into the chart, which just makes it all a farce, really, which is why it's not right and it's not good and it's not, it's not what we all want. It's not what anybody wants in dance music.
The same thing with the fans as well. The kind of what we use the fans' data for is to figure out how big this artist is, how popular they are. So if they're buying fake fans and it turns out that they're fake fans, when we do some marketing with them,
But
we realise...
I don't see the point of it anyway, to be honest with you, because after it goes to a certain point, everyone's just going to think, well, that's just rubbish, because there's no other hype on you at the
There's
moment.
a much easier way of doing it as well.
All you've got is this going on and nothing more. So it's obvious that this isn't a natural record that's come through its roots, that's built up, that's got hype around it, that's got support, that's a proper record, that's done it off its own merit. It's obvious when things like that happen.
I think it's obvious that there's certain things that are best practice for short-term goals and smashing something and getting the most out of something in a short space of time. And the kind of longer term of working with an artist for kind of 4 or 5 years, working with a label for 4 or 5 years, establishing a proper foundation of fans, which are loyal fans, which are going to stick with you, release in, release out, and they're not just a number, you know, they're not just another Facebook like. And I think, you know, you can go out and buy Facebook fans, but, you know, there's an easier way of actually getting fans which are going to be into your music. You know, you just look at the nearest thing, DJ-wise, someone who you're inspired by, someone who you feel your music is closest to, and just, you know, push your music their way. And before you know it, if you do that with 5 DJs or 5 artists...
Do you know, sorry to interrupt, Hunt. You know, there's a lot of artists out there that so want to see new artists come through that if they get tweeted with a new track, they get tweeted about something, they will retweet it, they will put it on their site, they will talk about it, they will help this unknown person who's Joe blogs to them. You know, example is that I do all the examples, that he's great at doing this. He helps out so many other brand new up and coming artists. If he likes the music, he gets behind them in a big way. So what you're saying about, you know, channeling your music through to your inspirations or whatever, it can pay off. There's no guarantee it will, but there's no guarantees in anything that we do, you know, but you've got to try and get it out there. You think of that, try and get it out to those areas and those people, because if they really like what they're hearing from you as an unknown person to them, they will get behind it and help. So it's worth doing.
I was going to say before, I don't think it's any different to any other business in the sense that you've got a product of music, or you've got something that you want to get out there. It's no different to like a coffee shop opening and wanting to kind of get people through the door. You identify the people that are going to be into what you're doing, build that up first, and then it grows. If you're just after, you know, some people in London, some people in Leeds, some people in Edinburgh, they're just numbers. But if you can first off get 200 people in Newcastle, they're loyal fans. You said before, if you came to me with Facebook set up, if I could see that you had 500 fans in Newcastle rather than 500 fans spread out across the UK, I'd be way more interested in you, because I know that they're loyal fans, you know, and they're going to stick with you.
On the Facebook issue, it's changing daily, and no one has any control about new policy and stuff. And some people have worked for a number of years now building up their fan pages. And now Facebook have decided that you have to pay for reach. So on average, if you put a post up and you don't pay Facebook money, then you'll reach 20% of those people who are your fans. Whereas if you pay $30 or something, you can reach all of your fans. What do you think about that? And are people, by building all these networks that they have no control of, rather than databases, putting themselves at risk?
I think...
this side, Tim. Yeah.
I can understand kind of why it's happened. They floated on the stock market, didn't they? And then the shares just plummeted.
Because they lied,
Yeah, well, that's kind of happened with so many online businesses. They big them up, and when they float them, they're massively inflated, and then the shit hits the fan, and everyone realises actually this doesn't make any money.